Hi there, folks. We're certainly glad you found us. My name is Daron Sutton. This is Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rawlings. This is the only show devoted to amateur baseball, and this week we are going to introduce you to the 2022 draft. And how are we going to do that? We're going to introduce the rosters for both the East and the West for Perfect Game's 2021 Perfect Game All-American Classic, to be played August 22nd at Petco Park, the home of the San Diego Padres, of course, in beautiful San Diego, California. So on this show, we'll break down the roster as the great writer and the great scout David Rawnsley will join us on this show. We'll get to know the number one right-handed pitcher in the class, Dylan Lesko, and the number one player in the class with a bat in his hands. His name is Elijah Green. But let's get things going with the warm-up, and there's no better way to start things than looking back at the PG All-American Classic through the eyes of the major leagues. Javi Baez, Cubs star, putting on a show this past Friday. Those sleek Wrigleyville specialty uniforms in front of a local Wrigley crowd who was very loyal and loving. He crushed his first inning offering into the seats, a 3-run shot. By the way, he was a member of the 2010 All-American Classic, giving a glimpse of who he would become. He ripped a third-inning triple for the East squad in that contest, and also another one of his teammates on that roster tripled in the same inning of the same game. His name, Francisco Lindor. From a current star to a potential future star, we're talking about 14 Perfect Game alum Michael Chavis, who's back in the big leagues and also contributing. Last Wednesday, in his first start for the Boston Red Sox since being recalled from AAA Worcester, Michael unloaded a 409-foot big fly in Boston's 7-4 win over the Jays. Exit velo on that one, 109 miles an hour. Back in 2013, at the PG All-American Classic, Chavis showed that same power potential by claiming the Rawlings Home Run Challenge. He claimed the title of that bad boy. Some big league contributions coming from two alum of the All-American Classic, and those are just a couple of examples. When you look at the history, here's what you'll see. 223 MLB alum, 242 first-round picks, and this game played every single year at Petco Park, a big league park, the home of the Padres. And that was a past, and it's a very rich past, but let's meet the 2021 Perfect Game All-American Classic roster men and where they fit in. Hey, David, look, last year was the middle infielder and the athletic middle infielder. What is the theme of this year's class when you look at the All-American Classic rosters?
Well, Darren, I think it's no question that 2022 is going to be the year of the high school pitcher in the draft, and I know that goes against the grain of not picking high school pitchers high because of all the analytics around it, but this class is just too talented with young pitchers, both right-handers and left-handers, really high-ceiling guys. I think the first round is going to be full of high school pitching next year.
All right, let's meet them. Let's roll out the rosters. Let's start with the arms. Let's do so out west. Xavier Cardenas, Servite High School, CBA, his travel team. Jackson Cox is an Oregon commit, Trotsky National. Andrew Dutkanych IV, FTB Philly Scout Team, of Vandy commit. David, please tell us everything you can about South Dakota native Austin Henry.
Well, Austin Henry, first, I love that he's from Del Rapids, South Dakota. Go find it on a map somewhere. What I love even more is his curveball. Henry was throwing 3,200-plus spin rate curveballs at PG National. It meets the eye test. It meets the analytics test. He's up to 92, and there's a lot of projection still in that arm. But at the end of the day, it's Austin Henry and that spin rate and that curveball.
David Horn has turned a lot of heads as a two-way player. San Diego show his travel team. This is a non-committed player. Mason McGuire, Mark McGuire's second consecutive son as a PG All-American. Jaden Newt is another two-way player. Sierra Canyon High School. Brock Porter, Orchard Lake St. Mary's Prep, Milford, Michigan. Tell us about Brock.
Well, Brock, we saw Brock up to 100 this spring. It's big arm strength. But where Brock has really improved, first with his command, but he's also developed one of the nastiest changeups, a -20 off his fastball changeup, and that's going to be a real separator when he's at the next level.
Ian Richie Jr. is committed to go to UCLA. He's out of Washington.
Well, Ian Richie is one of the most complete three-pitch starter types in this class. He's a great athlete. He's got a fastball that we only saw up to 94 at National, but it's been up to the upper 90s this spring. He went from the breaking ball being a third pitch to maybe a slider is his best pitch now. It was nasty at National, and that's going to really drive his draft stock up.
Number one player in Illinois is Noah Schultz, a Vanderbilt commit, David, a left-handed pitcher.
Schultz is our spin master. Upper 2000s fastball up to 91, 92, and a slider from that low arm slot with close to 3,000 RPMs that just defies physics at times, just changes direction. A really great slider fastball combination for Schultz.
Chase Shores is another skyscraper. He's an Oklahoma State commit out of Texas.
6'8", 240. When I saw Chase for the first time 2 years ago, he was throwing 80 to 83 and weighed 180 pounds. He's gained 50 or 60 pounds. More importantly for his baseball, he's now throwing up to 97, and he's retained all the athleticism he had. He's a fastball, curveball, changeup guy, spots his fastball even in the mid-90s, and to be a little trite, maybe one of the highest ceiling pitchers in this class.
Robbie Snelling's the number one player in Nevada, 93 at National, brand new LSU commit, and an elite football player as well. On to the East roster. The arms, Brandon Barriera, a Vanderbilt commit, David.
Brandon's 93-95 on the fastball, a true power slider. I mean, power slider up to 87. He's been so consistent over the last few years for us. He always brings his best stuff and performs, and a very enjoyable young man to watch on the mound.
From Curacao, Jarangelo Loo Cijntje, a young man who is in Florida now, FTB Philly scout team.
I can't wait for the public to see this young man pitch. He might have made the team as a right-hander alone. He's been up to 95. It's a nasty curveball with a lot of depth, but he is a both-hand pitcher, meaning that he's 86, 88 left-handed, and he throws to lefties from the left side. Big breaking curveball. And we know Pat Venditti has been pitching in the big leagues for years as a two-way guy. This might be the next one. He is a special talent.
Out of Montgomery, New York, Don Bosco Prep Artillery, his travel team, Caden Dana. Now, the number one pitchers from both the left and the right side in the country. First up, Jackson Ferris.
Well, Jackson Ferris, like you said, Daron, the top lefty in a great group of lefties. He was 94, 96 at National. He struck out 5 of the top 32 players in the country and made it look easy. Solid curveball, solid changeup, but his fastball is a special pitch, mid-90s with command and life.
Dylan Lesko, the number one right-handed pitcher.
Yes, Dylan's are the automaton. Every time he comes to the ballpark, takes the mound, he brings the same stuff, the same fastball, the same command, the same changeup, which is the best in the class. What he did differently this year is he really improved his curveball. It went from being just an afterthought third pitch to being a real weapon for him, and is going to really put that in the mind of the scouts that he's a true three-pitch guy on the mound right now.
The number one player in Ohio is a Louisville commit, Jacob Miller. And now here's a unique player, David, you've got to talk about. Naz Muley, where do you put him?
Yeah, I think Naz is going to be a little surprised that he's listed as a pitcher on this roster. He's going to do both at the All-American game. 6'3", 210, has a chance to stick at shortstop. He's that kind of athlete. But he's also been 97 off the mound from a low three-quarters slot. There's just huge arm strength there, and he's got a really tight big league comp for me, and that's Michael Givens, the reliever with the Colorado Rockies. Givens was the same player at the same age.
Boom. Hayden Murphy, team elite. He's an Auburn commit. Luis Rujano, FTB Philly scout team, South Florida commit. Tristan Smith, a gift from the left side, a Clemson commit.
The thing we saw at National that was so impressive was his fastball command, and his delivery had taken big steps forward. He was 92, 95, but don't mistake it. His best pitch is his curveball. He throws it often. He lands it for strikes. Great comp is DL Hall, the former PG All-American, who's now one of the top left-handed pitching prospects in professional baseball with the Orioles.
Riley Stanford could be a two-way guy as you see him on the pitchers out of Buford High School. Jordan Vera, Elite Squad, his travel team. This is an Ole Miss commit. And Aidan Weaver is headed to Duke. This is a very talented player, 6'5", 220 pounds. Nice job, David. By the way, David Rawnsley will be joining us in the broadcast booth August 22nd on MLB Network alongside Hunter Pence, who will be our color analyst up there in the booth as well. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the big bats. You're getting to know on Perfect Game Weekly the 2021 PG All-American Classic roster reveal. Perfect game. On and off the field, it's a way of life. And now, that same passion, your passion, is represented in the brand new exclusive PG Gear and Clothing line. Designed with you in mind, the looks that you live in, whether during a sweat-soaked workout or a round of BP. Make your memories in perfect game gear. Thoughtful, comfortable, perfect for you. Visit shop.perfectgame.org.
It started with a simple idea. To break what the game knows. To evolve the standard. It's time to revolutionize defense. Printed in 4D for a breakthrough in technology. Ultra lightweight, resilient, form fit, game ready and pro tested. Designed for a revolution. Engineered for defense. The Rev 1X.
Hi, I'm four-time Gold Glove winner Charles Johnson.
And that one, a powering shot, way back, Charles Johnson, a monster home run.
And you're watching PerfectGame.tv.
Gosh, that was fun. So much fun at PG National at the Trop. By the way, David Rawnsley, Daron Sutton, welcoming you back to the only show devoted to amateur baseball, Perfect Game Weekly. Let's get to the bats now, and let's start with the West roster. Let's take a peek down and get to know Mary Boyd. EBC, his travel team, this is a non-commit. What an exciting player he is, as is Justin Crawford, David.
Oh, Crawford might be the most improved player in the country, Daron. He had a ball out in BP that I know he couldn't have done a year ago. He really swung the bat well in games, and this is a high ceiling talent, reminiscent of his father in that regard.
All right, join him in the outfield, Dakota Jordan, Caden Martin, Miami commit, Nolan Schubart, Team Elite, Tommy Speck, talented left-handed hitter, East Coast Sox, Arizonan, Hamilton High School D, Gavin Turley.
Well, Gavin Turley, we have a new award I think we have at PG. It's called the Bennies, named after Benny Montgomery. It's tools. Gavin Turley has huge tools, 6'2", in the 60, 97 from the outfield, real big bat speed just like Montgomery, but some questions about the hitability. He's hit well in our events though, but the tools are huge for Gavin Turley.
Let's move to the infield. Another Gavin Guidry. He's out of Louisiana.
Well, Gavin's sort of my sleeper on the West team. He really came out of nowhere to make this roster. Ran a 6'3", 60, really performed in games, sort of did everything really well. And he's such a sound fundamental player from Barb High School in Louisiana, one of the top programs in the country. There's just so much to like about this young man.
The best batting practice as far as power at PG National was Dom Hellman. He's an All-American. Jackson Holliday's dad, Matt Holliday, a legendary MLB player. Jayson Jones, Arkansas commit, David, one of the top shortstops in the country. He's a Texan.
Well, also one of the top hitters in the country. This is the rare athlete who combines both the hit tool and the power tool. Always has over 100-plus exit velocities, just strength and barrel control. I personally think he's going to end up at third base, but he's got a chance to be a plus defensive third baseman, but the bat is his carrying tool.
Patient, gifted, one heck of a hitter out of Wisconsin, Gavin Klein. Mikey Romero, the first PG All-American named at the press conference. Let's go behind the plate with Ike Irish, artillery. His travel team, Auburn commit, Adonys Guzman. Boston College commit, plays up in New York. Ross Highfill, East Coast Sox, Southern Miss commit. Malcolm Moore is a Stanford commit, the number one catcher in the country.
I think he's the best hitting catcher in this class, but you also have a pretty high degree of surety that he's going to stay behind the plate as a catcher due to his physical gifts. We also, Daron, we love our left-handed hitting catchers, and Malcolm Moore, a left-handed hitter.
I do love it. Cece Sabathia was a big man and a great pitcher. His son, Karsten, a big man as well, plays on the corner of the infield. East bats, Roman Anthony, Ole Miss commit, left-handed hitter, Ryan Clifford, a Select Festival alum from 2018, and the number one player in the country, Miami commit, Elijah Green.
Well, Elijah Green has a chance to be the number one guy, the presumptive number one guy in the 2022 class. He's that physically talented, and he keeps performing at a very high level. He can pretty much do it all on the field.
I'm going to say clearly, the fastest baseball player in the world is Michael Gupton, a 5'9", 660. Druw Jones, that Druw Jones, Dad and Druw Jones, 10 gold gloves in the big leagues. But Druw Jones has been a famous prospect, David, for a long time now.
Yeah, he was one of the first big-time prospects in this class, and he still does everything so easy. Even 3 or 4 years later from when we first saw him, he glides on the field. He's got a chance to be a Gold Glove center fielder just like his dad. He's got deceptive power in his bat. He's 6'3", 180, so a little different athlete than his dad, but when you look at the tools, they're pretty similar.
Paxton Kling, all sorts of tools. This is the young man out of Pennsylvania. Best hair, by the way, of all the guys on the roster. R.J. Austin out of Georgia. As we move to the infield, Cam Collier can play just about anywhere, including on the mound. He is a Louisville commit. Termarr Johnson is the −1 shortstop in the country in this class.
What a talented player, and what a special young man. Big personality on the field. And Daron, that home run at PG National was a felony assault on a baseball by the left-handed hitter. Big power in a small Terry Pendleton-like frame.
Couple of Select Festival alums in a row. Sal Stewart in the 18 game. He's a Vandy commit. Tucker Toman in the 18 game. He's an LSU commit. And Cole Young also in the 18 Select Festival at the 14U age group. David, behind the plate, Luke Heyman is a Florida commit. Jared Jones is headed to LSU. Brady Neal, still just 16 years old. He's an LSU commit. Eli Serrano III. And Jayden Hylton rounds it out. Stetson. That is all of them. Those are all 60 PG All-Americans. Wow, David. Ready to take a breath?
No, I'm ready to watch some baseball. There's some great players there. I can't see enough of them.
When we come back, the #1 right-handed pitcher in Dylan Lesko, and the #1 hitter and the #1 position player in Elijah Green. And we'll also be joined by the third member of our broadcast team, Danny Wexelman, as well. This is Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rawlings, introducing you to the 2021 Perfect Game All-American Classic roster.
It started with a simple idea: to break what the game knows, to evolve the standard. It's time to revolutionize defense. Printed in 4D for a breakthrough in technology. Ultra lightweight, resilient, form fit, game ready and pro tested. Designed for a revolution. Engineered for defense. The Rev 1X.
I try to just be like a humble guy on the field. I mean, even when I'm doing good, I try not to show it. I try not to show up the other team. I really try to just be a nice dude on the field, even when I'm being numb or something like that.
Anytime we get some extra time with Dylan Lesko, I will always take it. Dylan, you and I go way back. I've known you for a few years now. You weren't this tall, you weren't this filled out, you weren't this strong. So let's go all the way back 3 years ago. What has changed about you head to toe?
Really just my mindset back then. I mean, I was 14. I mean, baseball was just another thing I just enjoyed doing. I really didn't think of it as a, career really at that point. Like, I knew I was good for playing in Georgia, but not the whole country. And then being selected as one of the top players in the country to play in that, I think it really made me realize that I'm one of the best and I could really do this.
What did you do this offseason? Because you look bigger, you look stronger. How did you get to that point?
I took a month or two off of throwing and really hit a long tossing program hard to try to strengthen my arm and everything and get that stronger. Hit the weight room hard, doing that in speed and agility, just becoming stronger and more athletic, and then also saw a soft tissue therapist to work on my body and just make sure my body was right and everything like that.
Let's talk about your pitching. What do you throw now? What am I going to see from you on the mound, and what have you added in the last year?
I have the fastball, circle changeup, and then curveball and slider. And I really think my curveball and slider has really developed over the last year. I still have my changeup that I love going to. I feel like it's my best pitch.
The noises that everyone is making watching that pitch is incredible. Does that crowd fuel you at all? Everyone's coming to watch you pitch.
I think it does, because I feel like when everyone's there and it's a good game, I feel like it really puts me in the zone. And I mean, I don't think about it, but like I know in the back of my mind it's there and I know it.
You've had so much attention on you for so long now. How do you manage the expectations that people have of you? You're still just a teenager.
You really have to be strong and really stay focused on everything you do. And when things go bad, you got to stay positive, because this is a game of failure and you're going to fail more than you succeed. I'm really just a normal kid. I mean, I may have all the spotlight, but I'm just like everyone else. I still have to go out and play the game, still have to do the little things right, and still have to just be myself and have fun.
Hopefully we don't go 3 more years without catching up.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Of course.
What a great conversation. Every year, that Perfect Game High School Showdown is an incredible event. Let's bring David Rawnsley back in. David, let's talk about the top tools. And let me put you right to work on Dylan Lesko, because he falls under a couple of categories for you, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. If you could call it pitchability, Dylan Lesko is the whole package. He's the guy who you could take into a professional game right now, and I'm sure he'd have success. He might even have success at a high level. The pitchability, the command, the pitches, all there.
All right, the loudest fastball.
The loudest fastball, I'm going with Brock Porter on that. We've had eyes on the 100, and I'm going to make a comparison on him to what might be the best minor league pitching prospect right now in Shane Baez. Brock Porter's more than just the fastball, but it all starts with that upper 90s heater. I was just thinking about Shane Baez from the Tampa Bay Rays, former PG All-American, and that's who I came up with.
Best breaking ball when you're looking at the toolbox.
Oh, I just went through all the left-handers, and I had to pick out one left-hander for another, and I picked out Tristan Smith. I mean, this is a weapon. I was so impressed by the number of strikes he threw with it. It was his primary pitch. The fastball's up to 95, but that curveball is the thing that hitters do not want to see when they come to bat.
All right, when we come back, David's going to take a look at the toolbox for the hitters. And the number 1 player in the land, Elijah Green. How does he do it when he gets into the batter's box? He will join us. This is Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rawlings.
Perfect game. On and off the field, it's a way of life. And now, that same passion, your passion, is represented in the brand new exclusive PG Gear and Clothing line. Designed with you in mind, the looks that you live in, whether during a sweat-soaked workout or a round of BP. Make your memories in perfect game gear. Thoughtful, comfortable, perfect for you. Visit shop.perfectgame.org.
It started with a simple idea: to break what the game knows, to evolve the standard. It's time to revolutionize defense. Printed in 4D for a breakthrough in technology. Ultra lightweight, resilient, form fit, game ready and pro tested. Designed for a revolution. Engineered for defense. The Rev 1X.
Hi, I'm Tom Flash Gordon, 3-time All-Star and World Series champion.
Bedlam at Fenway with the 0-2 upcoming. He struck him out! What an ending to the ball game! Gordon struck out the side of the ninth.
You're watching PerfectGame.tv.
David Rawnsley, let's talk about these top tools. I said bats, but it's actually bats and a little bit of glove as well when we talk about defense. So as you're going to open it up, let's just go with the pure hit tool.
The pure hit tool is Termarr Johnson. He's got a great eye at the plate, very high walk rates in PG events. He's got the bat speed. He's got the barrel control. Termarr Johnson, the top hit tool in the class for me.
How about power?
Well, power, anybody who saw Dom Hellman's power in batting practice, hitting balls off the upper deck facing at the Trop, you can't go any other direction. And I don't make this comp lightly because Aaron Judge is almost a unicorn in this, but Dom Hellman is as close as you can get. 6'6", 240, highly athletic, but the power is going to be his ticket to the big leagues.
And I don't even know why I'm asking you this, but for our new viewers, I'm going to ask David, how about speed?
Well, Michael Gupton is different. I mean, you can talk about Byron Buxton's speed or Billy Hamilton's speed. Michael Gupton might have, I'm going to run in the 100 in the Olympics in 2028 or 2032. He's a track star. He's a very good baseball player. And my gosh, is he fun to watch on a baseball field with that speed.
How about arm, David? Defensive arm.
Adonys Guzman, catcher from New York. Boy, is this a big tool. Speaking of fun to watch, he was 176 between innings, on my watch, which is spectacular. I've got a cynical slow watch, but it really plays in games. Jason Alfaro, I think, would be his big league comp.
All right. How about overall defense, David?
Well, defense, you're wondering, we've gone through these tools. We've gone through speed. We've gone through power. We've gone through hitting. We haven't mentioned Elijah Green yet. But when you watch Green play, when you talk to his coaches for FTB, when you talk to scouts, one of the first things they always say is his defense in center field. And I think that is going to be, especially initially, his best tool that he brings to the next level. He has got tremendous instincts. He obviously has the speed. He's got the arm. He has Gold Glove level center field tools.
The incredible stuff. Thank you. We're ready for the 2021 Perfect Game All-American Classic at Petco Park in San Diego on August 22nd. Heck, we're ready for the 2022 draft thanks to you, pal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daron.
He mentioned Elijah Green. He mentioned that defense. Let's do this. Elijah Green, how do you do what you do? No better place to learn how to hit in the PG Tech Cage and from Elijah Green. You want to teach a little bit?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. I'll get out, but I'm going to ask you some questions. All right, as you get ready to swing, what are the keys?
Okay, so I'm a little bit outside my shoulder width apart. I'm just relaxing. And then when the pitch is coming, pick up my leg. I'm going to crunch my hips a little bit so I gain more power in my legs. And then I stride out just a little bit past where I'm from originally, so I can get more space and I'm not trapping myself inside my legs, so I get more power hitting the ball out front and then crush the ball. My hands slowly go back as the pitcher's moving, shift my weight back into my back leg, and then as the pitcher's coming, pick up my leg and fire my hands to the ball, slightly above the ball, so the barrel's square on the ball, and then finish.
What has to happen with your head to be an effective hitter?
Just no movement, just keeping the eye on the pitcher's hand so you can see the pitch he's throwing or the spin rate, and just keep the eye at the ball, see if the ball is strike. It really starts at the on deck circle. You can see the pitcher's hand, so I just gotta recognize if he's flicking the ball or he's just letting it go, if it's fastball or curveball or slider.
I'm trying to beat you in. How are you handling the fastball, the firm fastball in?
You just have to attack it out in front, and you gotta finish low so the ball gets backspin and carries far.
Okay, the breaking ball away.
Just gotta stay through it. Again, you have to attack out in front so it's not past you and it's already dead. So you gotta attack it out in front and just continue to finish. You can't roll over, you just gotta stay through it.
Excellent. How are you handling this pitch with some teeth to it?
You just have to keep your hands on top. You can't drop. You just gotta keep your hands on top and catch the ball out in front, because if you beat it back here, it's gonna be a foul ball. And then just gotta keep it out in front and just stay on top of it.
Nice. What a great face of baseball. Thank you, Elijah Green. Thank you, Dylan Lesko and Danny Wexelman, for your contributions, and of course, the wisdom and the scouting of David Rawnsley. Don't forget, catch the Perfect Game All-American Classic August 22nd, Petco Park out in San Diego, California. You can watch it here on Perfect Game TV, on MLB Network, or listen on SiriusXM MLB Network Radio. Again, 8 o'clock Eastern. If you've just found us for the first time, this is the only show devoted to amateur baseball, so come on back each and every week. We'll be at a ballpark near you. My name is Daron Sutton. This is Perfect Game Weekly, presented by Rawlings.